My past doesn't define me.
Yes. Yeah.
But it did shape me to be the strong woman I am today. So this chingona is running for mayor
Oh yeah.
because I'm that strong woman.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have that lifestyle I had in the past, or growing up with parents with that lifestyle as well, I don't think I would be able to have the guts to run for office and things of that nature. Hi everyone, this is Raina Carrillo with Purpose and Passion. And today, I'm all about educating, empowering, and teaching awareness. And I love to have my guests through their testimonies and their stories to inspire the viewers. And so today I got Big Temps in the building, repping the
How you doing?
IE. So I got
you
my
know
first
what?
IE in the building.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, city of Riverside. You know what I mean? Had to come
Yes.
out, show some love.
Yes,
You
thank
know?
you so much. I'm a woman of God, and there's a gift called the gift of discernment.
Yes.
And when I shook your hand, God said He has a powerful testimony. So make sure you have them on. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I followed my spirit and I reached out to you because I know you have a personal testimony to inspire people. We've grown up, we've done what we've done, we lived our life. But I know within your big heart that you have,
Yeah.
that you love to give back to the youth, but also inspire them to live a different life. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
And so that's the connection with me and you. I do gang intervention and I don't shy away from my past. So a lot of people were telling me last year, Raina, you're running for mayor of Inglewood. They're going to throw all the gangster pictures out and all this stuff. I said, you know what? My past doesn't define me,
Yes. Yeah.
but it did shape me to be the strong woman I am today. So this chingona is running for mayor
Oh yeah.
because I'm that strong woman.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have that lifestyle I had in the past, or growing up with parents with that lifestyle as well, I don't think I would be able to have the guts to run for
Yeah.
office and
Yeah.
things of that nature.
You came from the roots.
Yes.
Not just came in, moved here, and no, you came
Yes.
from where your roots actually started blossoming. You know what I mean,
Yes.
and everything that you went through, you're familiar with the city.
Yes, I
You know,
am.
you're familiar with the struggle, the negatives, the positives.
Yes.
So I feel somebody in that type of position is very beneficiary to a city.
Yes.
Somebody knows the cries and the hurts of the community.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
powerful.
that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yes. Well, I'm grateful that you're here, and you know, with the viewers, we're gonna go down back memory lane. Like, where were you born and raised? Where were your family from? Because like, when it comes to culture is so beautiful. Like my dad is Mexican from Zacatecas, right?
Uh-huh.
And then he came to Inglewood and became a soccer player. And after a soccer player, he became a cholo from Lennox 13.
Oh, okay.
And then
Yeah.
my mom, she's half Mexican and Creole.
Mm-hmm.
So she comes from Port Arthur, Texas,
Yeah.
moved to LA, Arlington, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay. Yeah.
And then got it, moved to Inglewood, and she ended up, kicking it up in Pico Union, Rampart area.
Okay.
And then she got jumped into 18th Street.
Oh, okay.
But she lived in Inglewood. Interesting,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
A bus can take you anywhere.
Yeah.
It can maneuver you back then, right?
Yeah.
And so, when I think about, people's parents, it's important to have that culture, that root that
Yeah.
you said, like the root. And I want to know where your family come from and where were you born and raised and how was your childhood?
Yeah. See, my dad, my dad was born in Mexico DF.
Okay.
And so when he came over, he was raised in Orange County. Went to school out there and everything. Ended up becoming from Delhi in Orange County.
Yes.
And then that's when he was drafted into the military. And they had went to Vietnam.
Yes.
And so he did all that, came out, and then I was probably about 5-6 years old, going through where he'd wake up every day, gather us all up, put us in a corner because he was having the
PTSD.
PTSD, and so I had to like I said, I had to go through all that growing up. Everything that he went through in Vietnam.
Yes.
Everything was, if we got in trouble, we ate in our room, put our plates out the door. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It was like being incarcerated in our own home, but that's how he was brought up. Just all the military just got to him, and um, it was very rough living with
Yeah.
them, very rough. And like I said, he was a good man. He always provided, but it was a strict program right at the house.
Yes.
Um, my mom, she was born in Orange County. I was born in Orange County until I was a couple of weeks, and then I moved to Mariloma.
Ah,
Mariloma,
yeah. How do you say it in Spanish?
Miraloma.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
remember at a car show when somebody was like
yeah,
from Mira
Miraloma.
Loma.
So
I was like, okay.
yeah, so I grew up there. All my family, most of them are in Orange County,
Mm-hmm.
but I do have some family out here in Riverside. Me and my brothers, we all grew up in Mariloma and stuff like that. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So, um, it was, like I said, it's a small town, but we're very very tight. We're very prideful of our town. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just growing up, it was everybody knew everybody, so everybody was at everybody's house, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, uh, like I said, it's a town where you know if you don't come with the right intentions, um, you'll get eaten up.
Yes.
And that's something that I can say about where I grew up. Um, going back to where my mom and my dad, they ended up splitting up and divorcing. So I
Yes.
was about 9 years old, and my grandma um, had brought us in, and she lived in like a mobile home park.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say until I was 17, uh, my room was a couch.
Yeah.
My room was a couch, and we grew up like that, and my mom's always been there and stuff like that. And then um, I just started, I turned to the streets and turned to the fellas, and those
Yes.
became my brothers.
Your family, right?
Yeah, they became my
Yes.
family. And
Yes.
like I said, you know, I mean, that's right here. We're not blood, but that's my brother. What I mean,
Yes.
I grew up with them. We went through some things. You know what I mean? And you know, we're here. We survived. It's been rough. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But um, it's something that I embraced. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
um, I don't regret uh I don't regret anything because that built me. That
Yes.
that showed me loyalty. That showed me to be honest. To keep your name good. It showed you
Mm-hmm.
care. It showed me how um to to build character.
Yes.
You know what
You
I'm
think
saying?
about it like, like when my parents were growing, my dad always told me, if you're not a woman or man of your word, you ain't shit.
You ain't
I
nothing.
remember hearing that, and I grew up as a kid listening to that. So when somebody would say, like, I'm gonna be there for you. I'm gonna pick you up. I'm gonna be there,
Yeah.
and then they flake on you. No call. Back then it was like pagers, right?
Yeah.
And
I
house
remember
phones
those.
and pay phones.
Yeah, I
And
remember those.
and they would just flake on you, and then they wonder like, damn, like, well, why you don't roll with me no more? I'm like, because I can't depend on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then I had to share that story with them because they weren't raised like that. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh, okay, so now I know what I'm dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Integrity, being a woman of your word, a man of your word, loyalty, man, and being honest, even if it hurts.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
my dad tells me all the time, I hate liars. And now I'm that woman that is like, I hate liars.
Yeah.
But now that I humble myself because I go to church, it's not that I hate liars. I just dislike the lie when you could just tell the truth. No
Exactly.
matter how much it hurts, just tell the truth, because if you build a lie, it keeps going and going and going to the point where you even forgot why you was lying, and then you get caught up, and then now it's like, here you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
just be very honest and straightforward. And so like dudes that I would date, or just friendships, people would be like, damn man, you rough around the edges.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, because I grew up with parents that had these rules, and I abide by them, and I
Mhm.
respect those rules myself. You know what I mean? So that's why I think I connect so much with the male
Yeah.
because I've been around them so much, and also just growing up with like I tell people, like, I grew up with some gangster parents, and and I'm not ashamed of that, and I've learned so much good qualities as in the character part from my parents, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't be the woman I am today, you know to keep moving straight and forward and honestly, just sincere as myself,
Yeah.
Reina. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I hold myself up high when people are like, "Oh, La Reina, oh, you think you the queen?" No, no, is I carry myself
Mm-hmm.
as that. You know what I mean? I try my best to take that name and build it strong, because a queen is a queen, right?
Yes.
You know, and so I try to take that name that was given to me at birth as a beautiful thing for myself, you
Yes.
know, even though I used to not be La Reina, I used to be La Reina de Inglewood back in the days. Yes. And so you know, as you build that new family with the neighborhood, like a lot of people always ask the question, like, what made you gang bang, or what made you be in that environment? What was it? Because you were a youngster, you know what I mean?
I think what it was is because I grew up full of anger. You know,
Yes.
everything that I went through, um, you know, um, just rough nights. You know, and then
Yeah.
being 8 years old, and my room was a couch. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And sometimes, you know, um, I would sleep on the floor. You know what I mean? There
Mm-hmm.
was just I never had a room.
Yeah.
Growing up, I never had a room. I never, um, like I said, I lived with my grandma. She had a mobile home.
Yes.
And so I grew up with a lot of anger. I mean, most of us, you know what I mean, in my
Yeah, of
neighborhood.
course.
Uh, you know, so I think it was more um, just letting that out, being able to let out that anger. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And for my brothers, or anybody tripping on my brothers, I'm like, okay, boom, where do
Yeah.
we go?
Yes.
Who has to get it?
I know that
So it
feeling.
gave us an opportunity, or me an opportunity to let go a lot of anger. My
Yes.
mom was my mom's she's a godly woman. She always tried to have us in church and stuff like that. So,
Yes.
uh, I was that kid that went to church, and I'd be at church and see another bald head and get at this program like, "What's up, homie? Where you come from? Where you from, homie?" You know what I mean? We're at
Yes,
church,
yes,
and I
yes.
remember my
I
mom.
remember those days.
Yeah, my mom would.
She's
My
probably
mom,
trying to snatch you up.
the pastor would always call my mom, and be like, "Hey, tell your son that he can't be doing that," because I would go and take him in the back and be like, "Oh, you
Mhm.
come from where? All right, well, let's just get down." You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I like to fight.
Yes.
And so it's funny back then, but I mean funny now, but back then it was that's how I released a lot of my anger, through
Yes.
fighting, through um just causing pain to others,
Yeah.
and that's what kind of um and I liked how my boys embraced me. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like I've known him since kids, you know what I mean? And
Wow.
um I won't say your age, but um we and we're still doing this today. You know what I mean? We're
Yeah.
still, we got our own house, you know what I mean? Or we go out, it's me and him. But that's
And you
how a
got your
group
own
of us.
bedroom now,
I
right?
got my own
And it's
bedroom.
gratitude,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yes.
my name's on that paper, you know what I mean? So
Yes.
um, it's just that's what kind of made me go that direction.
Yeah.
Just to release anger, pain, hurt. Um, but then at the same time, it gave me like family.
Yeah.
It gave me family. Like uh, my mom was always involved in church, so really it was never, I really never got to spend that time with her. My
Yeah.
dad was on something else. I won't knock him because he's always been a provider,
Yes.
but I wasn't that kid that had, that quality time,
With their father,
and my
yes.
brothers, they were always busting. My sister, she got pregnant when she was like 17,
Mm-hmm.
so she was already with her boyfriend, so it was just me at the house, so
Wow.
um so when I kicked it with the fella, they became my family, and
Yes.
to this day, I treat all my boys like family.
Yeah.
Anybody need a place to stay, I open up my door.
Oh, that's a
Like
blessing.
that's just how I am.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, and that's not gonna change. You can't ever change how you are.
Yeah, because it's your heart. Like
Yeah,
there's a rap song that says, "You wear your heart on your sleeve."
yeah,
It's an African American rapper. I forgot his name, but my mom, we were bumping it, and when we were barbecuing, and she was looking at me, and I'm all like, I already know that's me. I wear my heart on my sleeve. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And being compassionate, um, but don't cross me, because I got another side, right?
yeah,
But other than that, I prefer to be that humble, loving person.
yes,
I'm very caring. And so, during your journey of the gang life, through your trials and tribulations. When you first went to prison, how did you feel? Because a lot of kids in society, they think it's a game and it's not. Like my dad, he said when he went to
Yeah,
Wayside, he said that like it was cool because he was young, but then he said that like when my mom would go visit him with me, and it'd be like
yeah.
that window. He said it would do something to him. Like damn, like I should be home with my
I think
with my
this
child.
generation, there's a lot of them that have been misled.
Yes,
There's a lot of them um, it's very different nowadays
then
to
our
where
environment.
what we went through. You
Yes,
know what I mean? What we went through, we had to um, we had to show loyalty. We had to
yes,
show who we are.
yes.
Not just dressing the part,
Mm-hmm.
talking the part. We actually had to be there to be involved, and I think nowadays a lot of these youngsters are just doing it because they think it's cool.
Yeah.
They don't know the roots. They don't know what things stand for. They don't know
Yes.
morals and beliefs. They just think, okay, well, you know what? If I dress like this and talk like this and go on Instagram and post like this and post with a gun, then
Yeah.
I'm with the functions. But
Yeah.
it's back
Mm-hmm.
then we didn't have nothing like that.
You couldn't do that.
Yeah, and if you dress like a yeah, you couldn't.
The cops would be like, come line up and take a picture, throw up your hood, and everybody's like, scourge, like, like, heck no, like, I'm not trying to be in the gang unit wall.
Yeah, yeah. I think we're just in an era where like social media is the new generation's go to.
Yeah.
They go for that attention. They go for that. Um, they just want to be known. They want to be seen. They want that recognition. But like with us, we didn't do it for that. We do it. We did it for um, just for our neighborhood, just
Yeah.
for the fellas and being there for the fellas. I mean, we didn't care if Bob, Billy, and Joe. You know, we didn't care what they thought about us.
Yes.
We cared about what our boys.
What our
Could
people,
they count on us?
yes.
Could they count on us? Could they? So I think you know, I just think it's a fairy tale. That I think that's why a lot of these youngsters, when they get busted, they're telling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be 100%. They're
No, you're
telling
right. I mean, we
because
see it all
they're
through
not built
social
to go to
media.
prison.
Yes,
They're not built to go to jail. They're not built you know, to do the time.
Yeah.
You get caught up for a gun and stuff like that. I see it every day. I hear it every day. Oh, so and so he told us so. It's just like, man, like, they're not built how we grew up.
Yeah, because back then we were like it was a protocol. You had to follow the protocol, right? But also, I remember a time, during the 90s when the peace treaties were happening, and you would see your enemy and you can give them a pass because they were with their mom or their child, you know what I mean? Or grandma or husband, whatever.
Yeah.
And now the kids are like, anybody can get it. And it's like,
No respect.
wow.
No respect.
It's crazy because I work, like I said, I do gang intervention, and when I work with the at-risk youth or young adults that are coming out of prison, it's their family has beaten them mentally. Prison camp has beaten them mentally. So when they come to me on my caseload, I'm more of a life coach without saying I'm a life coach.
Yeah.
Because I want to speak life into them or pull out a vision or a goal that they have not accomplished to give them a reason to stay. Because sometimes, like I said, I've dated enough cholos to understand that sometimes they do the prison
Yeah.
time and they automatically just want to go back
Yeah.
because they're used
It's
to
a-
the
it's a-
routine.
It's the program.
Yeah.
Believing Before Seeing, a new book by Candace Barr, teaching you how to believe into existence. Available now for pre-order.
Yeah,
And
the
it's
program.
like they talk about rehabilitation. It's like, no, you guys don't even do that. Like, how can you expect, somebody to do 5 to 10 to 20 years, come out and try to survive here when the world has changed compared to when they were locked up in the early 90s. And now they're coming out 10, 15, 20 years later, and the situation is totally different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's why I want you to share, like, when
See-
you first got locked up, how did that feel for you?
See, like, okay, so I'm gonna start when I went to juvenile hall.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so I used to hang out with this guy named we called him Monkey.
Okay.
Okay? Monkey from you know, he passed away, but he looked like a straight, you know, like just
Monkey.
big ear and all. And you know, he would you know, stealing cars was his thing, you know.
Yes.
And so that's what we used to do. We were like about, I want to say like 13, 14 years old. And we used to go and we used to steal cars and stuff like that. And it was just at that time when you stole cars, it was just to take the radio and leave the
Yes.
car. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that was our thing. So when I first did that, you know, being away from home and having somebody telling you what to do, wake up, you know what I mean? Off the top, I think that's where you start learning, like, oh shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this right here is gonna change your whole life. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think, you know, when you start there in juvenile hall, that's where it's gonna hit you. Like, okay, you know what? You want to continue with this career. This is what you're gonna.
To the big dogs.
Yeah. This is what you're gonna.
Yes.
That's what you're gonna look forward to. You know what I mean? And I think, you know, like I said, you know, it goes back to how I was raised
Yes.
and how the generation is now. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, you know, it makes you kind of think like, you know, is this something that you want to do? And I, at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and be a hypocrite. You know, I'm how can I say, I still kick it with my homeboys.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still, it's something that I can't
It's your family.
get away
Yeah,
from.
it's your family.
Like
It's your
my homies,
environment.
like my homies that are still there doing time.
Yeah.
I still take care of them. You know what I mean? I
Yes.
still, you know, it's because I understand what they go through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I understand the you know, that time away from your family,
Yes.
your loved one, your girlfriend, wondering, man, what's my baby mama doing on a Friday? You know what I mean? Like, you know, like just tripping, like, man, where's she? You know what I mean?
I'm about to FaceTime her.
Yeah.
Now we have FaceTime. I'm
Yeah.
a FaceTime. It's Friday.
Yeah, I just have my
But
family.
back then, it was
I just
no
have my family
FaceTime.
visit, but I don't know what she's doing this weekend.
Yes,
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
you
Your
know,
mind start to wonder.
Yeah, I know, you know, and that's, I could say it goes through 80% of us. That's what
Yes.
we think. You know what I mean? Whether you want to say you don't think that or not, you might keep it to yourself.
Yes,
but
yes.
Of course, you're, you know,
It's human nature.
it's the thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
the you know, just being by yourself sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The you know, it affects you. You know, it affects you, and you know, like I said, it's, you know, and I wish sometimes, you know, these youngsters that are coming up, you know, sometimes as older homies, we try to express, hey, homie, just, if this is the life that you're gonna live, because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite,
Yes,
and I'm
yes,
not gonna
yes.
say, you know, if, you know, I wouldn't want these youngsters to go that way, but like I said, if
But
it's
if they choose to, then
they
you have
choose
to
to,
try to
then-
guide them
then-
the right way as best
Exactly.
as you can.
exactly, you know what I mean,
Yes.
I'm not gonna lead one of them in the wrong direction, because like I said,
Yes.
they're gonna do it whether we say it or not.
Yes.
You know, so I feel it's my responsibility to let these youngsters know, hey, look, check this out. If this is what you're gonna do, this is what you're gonna do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And understand what's important, and understand these are the do's and don'ts. You know, you know what I mean. So, you know, like I said, I've been involved in things to where I learn. You know what I mean? Even these men that aren't coming out, you know,
Yes.
they've sat me down and been like, hey, look, little, you know, don't do this, don't do that. So, you know, I peep game, so why not show this on me right here? Hey,
Yes,
look,
of course.
you know,
like a big brother.
yeah, you know
Or
what I
like
mean?
a father figure would. Yes. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, it's the truth, you know? And so,
And two, I'm very involved with my little homies.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't, you know, my little homies can come to my house anytime. You know, hey, you guys need
Yes.
something? You guys, or you need a place to sleep? You know, my brother will tell you, like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't ever close my door, because I know what it is to be that young and going through what they're going through.
Where you're a
And
rare breed.
yeah,
That's
and
a
I-
good thing. That's a good thing.
And we didn't have and we didn't have our older homies to be like, hey, homie, you need something? Hey, homie, hey, you want to spend the night at the pad? You want?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have nowhere to go. We were at the park. You know what I mean? Or you know, I wasn't so such a good guy to women back then.
Yeah,
So I would,
it's okay.
I would have-
You know, we all have a past.
we all have a pad. You know what I mean? So I would have my, one girlfriend over here, one girlfriend over here.
Yeah, you're
But
a
I always
player.
so I always made sure like I always had a place to stay.
Yeah.
But if one of my boys, hey girl, come on, it's my little brother right here. Come on, you got, and I always found a way for, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's always been in my heart to make sure that I'm straight and the ones that I hold close are straight,
Yes.
And it's just that's just how it's always been, it's always been that way.
It makes me laugh because a lot of people like when I got married, they were like, "Where's he from?" And I'm like, "He's a regular guy." They're like, "A regular guy?" Because they were shocked.
Yeah.
And I'm all like, "Well, every time I date a cholo, they either cheat on me because they're little hot potatoes, they little freaking little hoochie daddies, and then or they'll go to prison, and then I'm just like, okay, you're doing 5 years. I think I can wait. But if it's past 5, I can't. And I'm a very honest person. Like, okay, you're doing past 5, I can't do it because I just can't. You know what I mean? And then last but not least, they either get killed and they're buried now. And now I don't have them anymore in my life. So for me at that time, I just said, you know what? Maybe I just need to marry a regular guy. So then I could just have a different type of life. You know what I mean? A different type of life. But going back to the journey, because my spirit is telling me like, you being in a wheelchair, how did that accident happen? Was it before or after prison?
Okay, so back in 2010. Yeah, okay, so 2010 I was wilding out. I was doing the most. I ended up getting shot 3 times in a drive-by.
Oh wow.
They shot me 3 times. The first one hit me in my stomach, my chest, and my back. And then I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. I was in the hospital, came out of the hospital, and went right back to the streets, And I still had the staples in my stomach. I still had the staples in my stomach.
So you survived that?
Yeah, I survived that.
Walking out with your feet?
Walking out with my feet and everything. Yeah, walking out with my feet. I had the staples in my stomach. I had the the patches, the staples on my side and in my back. But my thing was I ain't gonna hide now. Like, I'm gonna come back.
Yes.
So I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. I came out. Probably was at home for like 2 days bed rest, and then throw on my 501s and my Nikes and went back out there.
After 2 days of healing?
Okay, so 2 days of healing,
oh my
I
Lord.
went back out there. And when I went back out there, I ended up getting shot 3 more times 2 days after I got out of the hospital. So,
wow.
Yeah, I ended up getting shot. I got hit in my back, and then one hit my side, and it came out to my other side, and then one right here in the head. It barely nicked my head.
Yeah.
But that was 2 days after. So I got shot July 21st, 2010, and I got paralyzed August 2nd, 2010. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it was like I said, I was in the hospital from August to with the rehab and everything, August until October 13th. So about 2 months, and then so after that 2 months, and they took a piece of my lung because when my lung got punctured, both of my lungs got punctured, so they took like a quarter of my right one, and then but I was in the rehab for like about 2.5 months.
Yes.
I got out, but when I got out, none of my family wanted to take me in. They were like, nah, you already got shot 3 times first. Nah, somebody's out to get you.
Yeah, so they became scared.
Yeah, they were getting scared, and they were getting, so when I came out, nobody wanted me. I couldn't go to my brothers, my sisters, my cousins, my aunts. Nobody wanted me. There was a woman that I've known, her sons were real good friends of mine. She went to my mom's church.
Yes.
She opened up the door, and that's why I respect this woman so much, because she had a 2-bedroom house, and I want to say her room was a cell. It was as big as a cell.
Wow.
And a little TV, a little uh, like a bunk,
Mm-hmm.
a little, just to fit me, you know. And we put a couch in there, and that's where my mom slept for 7 months. No, uh, no, it was about a year. My mom slept on that couch. It was me and my mom in the same room for a
Yes.
year. She slept on the couch, I slept on the bed, and that woman slept in the living room couch. You know what I mean? That's why
Wow.
I got a lot of love and respect for her. Her name was Monica. Um,
That's
you
old
know,
school though. That's old school because when we go visit my family in the north side,
uh-huh.
I think Merced, California, if I'm correct. And when we spend a night at my aunt's house, she always gives her room
Yeah,
to us as
yeah,
visitors. So just hearing that, just her, like you guys are her visitor, her guest, and she's like, I'm gonna sleep in the living room while you guys sleep in my room.
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
big ass
And
heart.
this was for like a year until
Yeah.
we finally got enough money to to get a house and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. Her kids would make me sopas, would until I finally had to just say, you know what, uh, nah, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
We got to get our own place or something,
Yes.
and you know even at that bedside, I was doing things to get money. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I've always been a
A
whatever,
provider. Yeah, a
yeah, whatever
provider, a hustler
situation,
provider.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and so we got our own place, and then from there, uh my homeboys came,
Yeah.
and I remember I was sleeping, and they went and they shook the bed sheets off me, hitting my legs, hitting me. Come on, get up. And I said, why? What are you guys doing here? We're gonna teach you how to drive. You know. So I don't know if you've seen it, but in my car right now, there's that cane.
Yes, the king with the little baby
The cane
shoe.
with the little baby shoe, the little Nike
Yes.
Cortez. Uh, yeah, my homeboy Gordo, he that was my dad's cane. So
Uh-huh.
I didn't know, but my mom had gave him the cane, and he had cut it, and he put a Nike Cortez shoe on it.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Get up, we're gonna teach you how to drive." So, so I got up and I learned how to drive, and I want to say about 3 months after that, I bought my first car. Yeah, I bought my first car,
Wow.
and then that was like nothing could stop me after that. I was everywhere doing everything. Um, I tried to do music back in like 2012, 13,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was just too much in the streets. I wasn't even
Yes.
focused on that. And then I ended up getting married in 2016, which that didn't last too long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, um, so that was done in about 2 years. You know what I mean? So, and then I just started just worrying about myself.
Yeah.
Start worrying about myself, trying to get back on track. Um, and then I really started getting into the music. I started doing
Yes.
music and stuff like that. And at first you're doing music for your neighborhood,
Yes.
for the
Yes.
homies,
Uh-huh.
putting the neighborhood on the map type of
Yes.
stuff. And so I was doing that, and then it caught the ears of there's a guy named Little G 909.
Mm-hmm.
He's out there in San Bernardino, and he was like, "Oh, hey, jump on our roll call and this and that." And I said, "All right, cool." So I went, jumped on the roll call. And he was like, "Oh no, I gotta sign you now."
Yeah.
So I went, and I was under him for a bit, and then I want to say like a year after that, um, he's a cool dude and everything. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But we just had to part ways, and then Criminal, yeah, Mr. Criminal got in
Yeah.
touch, and I've known Criminal since man we're kids. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Wow.
So he got in touch with me, and then gave me an opportunity, and then we just started killing it.
Yeah.
We started killing it, and you know, um,
I believe his business is blessed through his wife because
oh
she's a
yeah,
believer.
she's a
Yeah,
strong woman,
she's
and
a
she supports him.
believer,
Yeah.
and she like is his number one fan. Like
Uh huh.
I like when I guess Young Dopey had his interview recently. I was with them and just seeing them both, the couple
Yeah.
together and how they support each other and ping pong off of each other, even on social media or talking about remarrying.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
to do the vowels again, and like you really don't get that in the music industry, because people want to see the facade of the rapper can't hold on to a wife and a family because they're
Yeah.
too busy cheating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or the wife is in the shadows of the husband
Yeah.
and doesn't really support. And so I really love them as a couple. I truly believe Mr. Criminal is blessed because he has a woman of God by his side, which is his wife,
Yeah, yeah.
and very supportive. And I admire them both. And,
They're a power couple.
yes, they are.
They're a
Yes,
power
they
couple. Ever
are.
since I've been around them, they they just support one another so much.
Yes.
And she supports the label like no other.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I'll be in the studio sometimes. She's like, "That's right, Big Temps. That's
Yes.
like she just like
she has a pure heart,
Yeah.
sincere. Like
Yeah.
it's nothing but just love. Like it's just nothing but love from her and her heart. And that's why I say, like, when I see her, the first vibe I get is innocence.
yeah.
It's innocence. It's like that supportive innocence that's pure. And
Well,
that's
yeah.
why I love her heart so much. Like,
Well, see,
wow.
I used to I grew up with her little brother.
Yes.
I grew up with her little brother Mario.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I would see her around and but not too much because I would just go to the house, grab her little brother, and let's go. You know what I mean? Because he's from the neighborhood too.
Shout out to baby girl.
Yeah. Shout out to
and Mr.
the
Criminal
boss lady
and
you know
the
what I
criminal
mean?
family.
Criminal, yeah. So when we got back in contact, I was sharing stories like,
Yes.
and just the way like we all just connected again, and then remembering times and stuff like that. Like I say, he's a he's a real good dude. And she's an awesome woman, and
Yes.
I do appreciate them both. It's our team has to support one another.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's
And Critical is the bomb.
Oh, Critical.
My goodness, he's a beast in the
shout
studio.
out to Critical. Yeah, he's
Sheesh.
he's very, very talented.
Talented.
And I remember the first time that Criminal ever told me, he goes, "Hey, look, I'm gonna give you my secret weapon." And I said, "What's that?" And he goes, "I'm gonna give you Critical." And I'm like, okay, this guy must be dope,
Like,
yeah.
Critical.
Yeah, so I went and Critical, like, I not to knock any of the studios because
Yes.
they do their thing, but when I went into Critical and Critical Studio and worked with him, it was just a whole different. I felt like I leveled up.
Yes.
He's on me. He's like, if something don't sound right, he won't let me do that.
Yes.
Hey, do it again. Come on, do it better. No, I think you should do it like this.
Yeah, because he
And-
has a perfectionist thing
Yeah.
about him. It's perfection. It has to be perfection.
And I feel like there needs to be more producers like that instead of just pushing a button.
And pay me.
Yeah.
Right? Studio time. Like, go ahead, press play, studio time, and bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he really cares about his sound because at the end of the day, I'm representing him in his
Yes.
on his beat. You know what I'm saying? I always tell him too, hey, Critical, did I do justice? And he'll be like, yeah, you did.
That's
because
good.
if I don't do justice for him on his beat,
Mm-hmm.
I'll rewrite it. You know what I mean? It has to be perfect, or I have to at least know that I gave it my all.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's just being a part of Crime Family is not just a label; it's a family.
Yes, it is. You
Yeah.
can tell the way it functions over there. It is.
Yeah, it's a
Yes.
family, and I'm grateful for the opportunity, and like I said, it's a blessing.
Yes.
It's a blessing to be a part of that team, and because like I said, for my city,
Mm-hmm.
I represent that to the fullest. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I've done 2 roll calls, the Riverside County roll call, which is at like
That was a video with it right at the park.
Yeah,
that one
1.7
right there.
million views or
Yeah, because to me, for me, because I'm from this side, so we think about like in the '90s, the West Side Connection.
Yeah.
So when I saw that video and everybody rapping from different areas, I was like, that is a West Side Connection. That is so dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to have just everybody unified and
Yes.
everybody come together, and that was, it wasn't the I wanted to do a song with a bunch of homies.
Yeah.
It went deeper than that. I wanted to bring all the
Yes.
homies together and show that, we can come and in unity and support one another, and there was neighborhoods that don't get along.
Yes.
But they came together just
That's
to
my
just
dream for our
you know?
side of town over here. Yes,
Yeah.
that's our dream. So
You
I know that the minutes are coming in, but I wanted to ask you 2 questions before we close.
Yes.
What is your purpose and what is your passion?
My purpose is to lead by example. To lead by example, to to move through positivity, you know, just to school youngsters
Yes.
and you know, not mislead them and you know, just to share knowledge, you know, my knowledge,
Yes.
and hopefully people learn from that. You know, my passion is just to be successful in anything that I do, you know, and whatever I give my all to just overcome it and be successful in it, you know, whatever it is,
Yes.
you know, that's always been my passion. You know, I'm not that type. I want a big old house and the biggest car. No, I want to wake up in peace.
Oh,
You
that
know?
is powerful. Yes, that is that is powerful.
You know,
To wake up with peace.
just wake up with peace.
Wow. Well, before we close out, what are your plans for 2024 and your music career, or just in general?
Sell out shows,
Okay.
go on tour. Well, I'm gonna be going on tour with Criminal,
Mm-hmm.
so that's my goal right now, to be more out there and
Yes.
just have a more effect in this music industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how can our viewers find you on social media?
You can find me at Big Temps _crime family on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok, Big Temps _crime family, and yeah, you know, make sure you hit that follow, and you know, I appreciate everybody's support. You know, I thank you for giving me an opportunity. You know,
Of
to come
course,
here
it's a pleasure. I wish we would have had 2 hours.
Yeah, no, it's all
Because there's
good.
so
Yeah, yeah.
much, there's so much you want to ask. But I think it was a great interview, and I'm excited because I was laughing at Mr. Criminal song with his people, the torta. So I was like, I gotta take him to eat. Well, originally it was tacos, but we're still
Yeah.
gonna get our
Oh,
tacos.
yeah,
but
we're
I
gonna
said
tortas.
I gotta take him to Inglewood to eat some Inglewood tortas. Well, this is Raina Carrillo signing out with purpose and passion. You have a blessed day. Until then, I'll see you next time. Peace.
Thank you.